They got nervous, and I think that is the problem that we face when we think of representation as a challenge that we just need to like surmount. We could just like go, nope, solved, we did it, because we took it away and we don't have to face it anymore.
I love it up here.
My forbidden lover, I don't want no other. And in today's episode, folks, and just like Kirsty Allsop from Location, speaking of which, Miss Allsop is one foxy mama, and just like her, I am also the kind of girl who tells you what you want to hear, not what you would like to hear. I just misgendered myself, and you know what? It almost felt rather good. In today's episode as well, we uncover the truth about Mahatma Gandhi, ladies' man extraordinaire, dated blondes, brunettes, and redheads, and saved nothing for me.
But he also knows how to party.
Hey, Mahatma, beautiful.
Give me a steak, medium rare.
Hey, Baldy!
There is only one law. His law. Gandhi 2.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'm awfully sorry.
What do viewers have to say about Kung Fu Hot Dog? Lunavision, first time watching and subscribed. I predict this channel is going to blow up.
Kung Fu Hot Dog, you rock.
Atena Beret says, I identify as whatever, and you are hilarious. Thank you. Carry on, and you get to places. You have charisma.
Kung Fu Hot Dog, one of my favorite. This is my guilty pleasure YouTube channel that I watch, just so everyone knows. I never miss a video. This dude's gonna be a freaking star. He's hilarious. If you need a laugh, that's the channel to watch.
Crash Test Pilot says, sitting here watching, and I can't get it out of my head that you look like a cross between Willem Dafoe in Platoon and Christopher Walken in The Deer Hunter.
Wow! Watch Jason King. Watch Kung Fu Hot Dog. Hot dogs. I'm hungry.
Approved by 1970s Robert Redford.
Respawn Entertainment, you know those guys and girls behind Titanfall 1 and its sequel Titanfall 2 in 2016, which didn't sell big numbers despite being a very critically acclaimed game because it was up against Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, probably the worst title of that series after Ghosts. But why do I bring them up today? Well, I'm on the website and everything looks pretty good so far. We're hiring. Join the Respawn family. Sounds good, right? You got a happy-go-lucky lady here with a Titan in the background, and you got these boys and girls, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I don't know what that had to do with that, but whatever. But of course now, if you want to see what else they're up to, when I saw this headline yesterday, I just thought this can't be true. When you go to Culture, this is their official website, by the way. Let's go to Culture. What does it actually say? One of our company values is be inclusive. Ooh, we strive to be allies and advocates by listening, learning, and speaking out against hatred and toxic behavior. Are you paying attention, Rockstar Games? By creating diverse characters and telling inclusive stories, we spotlight many perspectives and amplify the voices of underrepresented communities in our games. Oh no, we champion projects, like Sweet Baby Inc., and I'll be getting to them in a minute as well, and highlight social issues that impact us all because we care to create inclusive experiences for all, we live that be inclusive value through our actions in the culture and programs we create. This manifests in our four-pronged approach to DEI that includes our DEI Council, the Jedi Council, DEI Core Curriculum, Heritage Speaker Series, and strategic partnerships and alliances. They all sound like communistic words. So Vince Zampella, the CEO of Respawn Entertainment, used to be with Infinity Ward when they worked on the Call of Duty games. I thought this guy was a very based individual. He seemed like a really cool, calm, collected man. People were saying after the not so successful sales for Titanfall 2, like, are we going to get a TF3? And he kept saying, well, no, it's not going to happen. It's all being delayed. It might be teased. Now, of course, Apex Legends, I've never played it. It didn't really interest me as a first-person shooter. Oh, God, inclusion matters. It's the Respawn stuff or respawning their tentacles. Because that's what matters, folks. It really, truly does. Do you know why we're so sick and tired of hearing this buzzword, inclusive, all the time? Because people go about their day-to-day businesses just minding their own business and doing what they do best. Making a buck, doing the best they can at their workspace, and then going home and maybe playing a video game. But guess what? In future now, when you play a video game, it's going to be bombarding social engineering messages in your face about inclusivity and diversity. That's what we want, isn't it? Because we've got crab legs, apparently. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Inclusion matters. And he's got a rainbow fan. Oh, Jesus Christ. But that guy in the background is thinking, what the fuck is this? Holy shit. This is hysterical. Oh, no. They're blaspheming the Fantastic Four. If you remember that cartoon, the old 60s cartoon, where they used to put their hands on top of each other. Oh, this is just awful. No. This is just absolutely rotten to the core. I don't like this at all. But of course now, folks, you know it's that time when we go to the Steam Curator page. Sweet baby ink detected. 202,105 followers. What do you think will happen when we click the refresh button? I can't wait. It's gotten a lot more higher. But listen, folks, I've got to take a bit of a distraction at the moment because I need to worship the temple that is Olivia Darbo. If you don't know who this woman is, she's got a sister called Miriam who was with Timothy Dalton in The Living Daylights. I love Timothy Dalton. He's my favorite 007. But yes, let's worship the rather petite boobies of Miss Darbo. God, what a lost treasure. Oh, I can't wait to watch Conan the Destroyer later on because she's in it. I can't wait. We go from a biological woman to somebody who might not be biologically sane. That is Princess of Bel-Air, Kimberly Bel-Air. Kim Bel-Air. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? When you say Kim Bel-Air quickly, it sounds like Kim Bel-Air is in the French. Hello, I'm Kim Bel-Air. How are you? So this is a GDC conference that she partook in 2 years ago. It's doing the rounds at the moment, but I thought I'd fast forward to 7 minutes and 53 seconds because it kind of really stood out to me. Like, my ex was a monster. Dating simulator. Now, of course, as soon as I saw this caption, I just knew straight away, it's an attack on men. Because who else would it be attacking? If you've got a female in the picture with a glass of wine looking rather, well, is she distressed? I know I am. What this? I'm a freak. Kim Bel-Air is a freak. I don't really know how this girl's a show. She's only fooling herself and nobody else. Kim's a freak. Kim's a freak.
If you respond, your ex or your date can say, I like that, or I don't like that, or kind of be neutral about it.
Yeah, this is the same bird who sits in a room with her pussycat on the left or right hand side of her, depending on your peripheral, and she has skulls all over the place. What is with that? She's obviously got issues. And remember, she made a bit of a Freudian slip there. Oh, my ex, I mean, the man, the person you're going out with. She's probably got a lot of exes, actually.
But I played through that and I realized something that they hadn't really seen, and it's that this question was deeply gendered, despite the fact that they didn't even intend that. When we treat, I guess, cis, hetero, male characters as the default, we end up like questions like this. And I say that because while it's a generalization, when we have those characters and they...
It's a generalization which she's happy to endorse. Cis, hetero, male. How does about a heterosexual male? Forget the cis. Who gives a shit about that?
Hey, my ex is a monster. What we're being asked to assume is that that person has a crazy ex-girlfriend. We're being asked to assume that they're being immature or they might have, you know, a real harpy at home.
Well, yes, you can have ex-crazy girlfriends. I've certainly been with a few myself. So what's she talking about?
It's almost like a laugh line a lot of the time. So I asked, hey, what if I'm playing as a woman? Because what I had to explain...
So you're forcing the player, whether they're male or female, to play as a woman to get their perspective on a date they're going out on.
Very delicately was that if I'm playing as a woman and I'm assuming that I'm interacting with a woman and we don't know about my ex, there's an upsettingly high likelihood that when I say to another woman, my ex was a monster, what I'm referring to...
In other words, she's man-hating.
...was an abusive situation rather than just an immature joke. And so I actually said, you know what, though? Don't worry about it. We can create a condition for this, because if you respond to that person by saying, hey, my ex was a...
So, if you're not getting the gist of this, basically, somebody writes a video game, or in this case, a dating simulator, and if there's problems in it, and no, we're not going to hire the A-team this time, it's going to be Kim Belair, she's going to look through it, and then she's going to find something problematic, and she's going to force those creators to course correct what they've just done, so it's acceptable in the landscape, and everybody can live happily ever after.
What if she digs a little deeper? What if she checks and says, hey, is that a pain point for you? Or says like, oh, is that something touchy for you? Or maybe says like, do you mean that as a flippant remark? Because I think that even though, you know, this game...
I get the fucking feeling that Kimberly's basing this on one of her own dating disasters. If you hear the way she speaks, it's like, hey, well, wait a minute. If you perhaps approach this line of questioning and blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? I get this distinct feeling. She's standing on stage in San Francisco, of all places. The same San Francisco now, if you dare to take a walk out in the streets, there is dog doo-doo everywhere, and sometimes human doo-doo as well. So I'm not surprised she's standing here on this platform telling, I'm assuming the audience is a bunch of women, maybe no men are allowed, because again, if you hear the rhetoric from Miss Belair right here, it all sounds like it's the matriarchy bashing the patriarchy on their heads. Miss Kimberly, Fresh Princess of Bel-Air, has no idea what creation actually means. I mean, yeah, she's got a white French father who she despises. I can't help wondering if somehow that's the reason why Bruce Wayne gets shot in Justice League, gets killed by the Suicide Squad, and the fact that she's actually had a mandate in public where they want to eliminate white characters and put in diverse characters instead. She's the one who actually strong-armed the God of War Ragnarok sequel to actually have Angraboda, who is a red-headed white female, to be black, because you need to have black people in the Nordic white world, don't you?
That's what I want my career to be about. So what? You think Corey's like, I really wish that I didn't even get this far in the game because I got bored, but you think the girl in Ragnarok that was a black girl that Atreus liked, and people are like, she shouldn't be black and whatever. You think Corey's was fighting with Scott Rhodey and Herman Hulse going, that is not our fucking vision. He's like, nope, Sweet Baby said, put this in. Come on, man. Maybe it's because I know Corey and I know that team and I know that studio pretty well.
I sat there thinking, I'm glad I didn't buy this effing game back in the day because I knew it was dog shit. People who I know who have played it and says this iteration of Angraboda is so annoying. She just kind of walks around the place and doesn't do much. I'm thinking, well, yeah, I mean, it's really, really funny. And even David Jaffe as well, like really, he creeps up to Sweet Baby Inc. It's almost like he's in love with Kimberly Belair for some odd reason.
It doesn't matter though. See, Ember's Arcade says the CEO herself has expressed an intent to inject her political worldview into the games. Great. She has that right. She absolutely has that right to say that's what I want my career to be about. So what?
And you do. I have to wonder as well, like you see all these video game channels, they're all about the access, aren't they? I mean, Shilup, who is Ralph, the Australian guy, I haven't seen him once talk about Sweet Baby Inc. It's almost like his YouTube manager has said to him, you cannot mention anything at all about them because if you do, we're going to cut off certain privileges that you have currently access to. That's what I think is the case. And I bet you when this gets even worse and worse, people like Shilup are going to come out and say, it was vindictive and cruel, how people went after them. But you've got to understand, folks, back in my day, we're talking the mid-noughties, it was a glorious time to enjoy video games. I remember I'd go to my boring ass office job and I'd be thinking, oh my God, Uncharted 2 is coming out soon. I can't wait to go to my local games store in the Whitgift Centre and pick it up. Or, Uncharted 3 or just like Gears of War. I would just be so excited about getting these games and going home and escaping the real world because the real world, folks, absolutely sucks. And also, did you know, and this article has come back up, it's resurfaced about Ghost of Tsushima, how this PlayStation exclusive won many awards, but while the Japanese folk loved it and they loved how their culture was respected by the Western people, that was the problem. Western journalists had an issue with Ghost of Tsushima because unfortunately it was white creators at Sucker Punch who helped make this game. So anyway, folks, if you want to see the total bastardization of a video game female in the Western Hemisphere, look no further than Star Wars Outlaws, one of the worst titles I can recall for that franchise, that dead franchise. It is awful. So yeah, this is, you're not mistaken, this is the chinless wonder in that new game. Now, I know there was a guy who'd reacted to this video when they saw the gameplay trailer, and he thought at the time that, the character looks great, she looks like Sigourney Weaver.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
There's no way that's a beautiful character. This is the actress, Himberly or Humberly Gonzalez. This is her on the right. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's got a cleavage. Guess what? Nothing there. It's all covered up. They've made her face wider, like Roger Ramjet, given her shorter hair, so you know where they're going with that one. She looks even worse here. It looks like she's gone from being a brunette to having bleach blonde hair and a god-awful denim jacket. Again, a denim jacket in the Star Wars universe? Really? And this is her. I mean, it is shocking. They always go for the chin. Yep. Is she the model the devs based their character from? If so, they effed up. And I actually posted their reply to Kimberly, and I'll show that to you in a second. Yep, this is what I said to Kimberly. Shame on Ubisoft for ruining your likeness. You should amend your contract to say other game companies will not alter your gorgeous features. There you go. All feminine qualities are gone. Her lips are reduced, her face made uglier on purpose, and for what? Nobody benefits from this. This is the same gentleman, by the way, Endymion, who actually said he liked the trailer because he thought that her polygoned face looked like Sigourney Weaver from the original Alien. The actor here is genuinely an attractive woman. Ubisoft has made her uglier on purpose. I'm so jaded, I'm actually wondering if the Sweet Baby's kid has violated this as well. I do wonder as well, actually. I really do. Oh yeah, and just going back to Titanfall 2, BT7274, when you're playing as Jack Cooper and he's your Titan that follows you everywhere. Can you imagine now in that video game that all the Titans are going to be wearing pride flags or having pride colors? It's just like that Transformers cartoon where the little girl had to tell one of the Autobots what her gender was, because apparently Autobots or Decepticons can't tell the difference between men and women. Oh my God. This is so appalling beyond belief. I don't get it. I really do not get it anymore. I've got to say, folks, you know, back in the day when I was really excited about video games, when it was worth spending some of your hard-earned cash on buying a brand new video game, because for me, like with the Uncharted series, just seeing Nolan North on the behind-the-scenes featurette with his fellow cast of actors and actresses waxing lyrical about how they would improvise dialogue, how Amy Hennig was a great laugh to work with. Of course, now that's obviously not anymore. It's really sad to see that. It's really good, savvy marketing, but now you don't get any of the marketing. And I bet you if you did, all the actors would have a gun pointed at their head. They have to mention DEI phrases and ESG nonsense just to sell a game. And I think it's really great that, yes, we should gatekeep things that we love. I know we don't actually have a stake in what we have to say as such, because we can't contact the developers and say, can we have this, can we have that? They kind of put the old, eardrum to the ground and go, yeah, of course we will. And then they just go back to giving you what you don't want, which is inclusivity and absolute cringiness all over the place. So when you gatekeep something, you can gatekeep because you're the customer who holds the cash that will actually keep these companies going. If you don't spend the money, what are they going to do? They're going to have a board meeting, probably fire some idiots out there. Remember, in the last couple of weeks, Sony have released 900 employees. They've made them redundant. I'm only hoping in that mix, in that cesspool of absolute filth, there are activists who were destroying your favorite video game, and now they're going to be stuck looking for work elsewhere. Back in the days, folks, when crunch wasn't a bad word and video game developers would be happy to work on a Saturday and a Sunday just to get more money in their pockets and pay that mortgage off really, really quickly. You don't hear about those kind of stories anymore. In fact, wasn't it recently that GTA 6 developers were moaning and groaning about returning to work in the office and they don't want to get paid a massive fortune for their endeavors? I think that's absolutely hilarious. I mean, come on, guys. You should have a training initiative program out there for people like me who want to learn how to be a video game developer. But I guess that's just a wild pipe dream, folks, and it will never come true. So on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if I were you and if you were me, and a big mwah to everybody who's been watching my videos. I have no idea why my channel has suddenly exploded the way it has. It might have something to do with Sydney Sweeney or just lovely boobs, bums and legs in question.
Tune in next time, Space Freaks, and hear your doobry go ping in the next gripping installment of
Kung Fu Hot Dog.
I stand here today addressing the nation that me and Sydney Sweeney will take on the whole world of woke one step at a time. That's right, just the four of us. I'll let you work that one out for yourselves.